The juice is loose. Beetlejuice is back in the first official teaser trailer for Tim Burton's highly anticipated horror comedy sequel, Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. Right now, we are going to dig in, and I am going to break down some of what I saw, some of the coolest callbacks to the original movie, some of what has me even more hyped for this movie. You guys know how excited I am. And I want to hear what you think down in the comments below as we go along. So let's dig into the official teaser trailer for Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. Okay, so immediately the first shot we get after the opening logo is an overhead shot, very reminiscent of the opening credits of the original Beetlejuice, the 1988 classic. And we're hearing the song Day-O, which again, instantly calling it back to the original film. And this is obviously the town, the same town that the original film took place, and we're going down that same street. And of course, what I love the most about this opening shot is while it might not be immediately visible on repeat viewings, if you zoom in, you can see that down there lining the street on both sides, pumpkins. Halloween decorations. That's right, we saw a lot of Halloween decor from set photos that were taken during filming in East Corinth, Vermont, that pretty much confirmed that the film does in fact take place during the Halloween season, which of course has me and all of Halloween Daily News so much more hyped for this movie, as if we could be even more hyped already. I was already on board for this. The Halloween setting, just the icing on top. And the fact that right here, opening shot, we've got some Hallosphere, some all-important Halloween atmosphere right off the bat. I love it. Let's keep going. So as this new rendition of the Day-O song continues, we see Jenna's character. We know that her name is Astred, and she is Lydia's daughter. She's riding her bike through town, which we remember Lydia doing at the end of the original film. And there's Miss Shannon's School for Girls, which again is the same school that Lydia attended once upon a time. All of these callbacks, I mean, it looks identical to how I remember the original film. I'm sure you can match up some of these shots almost perfectly. And she continues riding through the town, eventually coming through this red covered bridge. And of course, we instantly remember what happened here in the original film. This is where Adam and Barbara Maitland, of course, meet their unfortunate end that lands them in the afterlife. Now, we've known from some very early just synopsises that there is a death in the family that will bring everybody together, the three generations of Deets women, and we don't know who it is. The trailer doesn't spell it out. I'm guessing very possibly it's Charles Deets, Lydia's husband, Lydia's dad, who has passed away. We don't know this, but as far as we know, he's not going to be in the film, at least as far as we know. And this is our first real shot of Winona Ryder back once again playing Lydia Deets. Again, the hairstyle very reminiscent of how we remember her in the original film, wearing all black. Of course, it is a funeral, so it makes sense. But of course, that too, how we remember Lydia, even though she was lightening up a little bit at the end of the original film, you know, doing the Day-O dance herself and everything. And then the camera continues to pan down, and we see Astred. And our first look at the great Catherine O'Hara, back once again reprising her role as Lydia Deets. All of these shots, I mean, we know instantly this is the stairway from the house leading up to the attic. We see Astrid slowly walking up the stairs, very reminiscent of how her mom did 36 years ago. And she makes that discovery, that same discovery that Lydia made all those years ago of Adam's model of the town and the attic, of course, all covered in cobwebs. We see Astrid uncover the model town, and then very quickly everything goes dark. Lydia comes running in the room, and we see the town is starting to come apart as we recognize that it's Beetlejuice making his return. Lydia comes running in, and she is absolutely terrified at what she sees. As the crack in the model town gets bigger, the light gets brighter, and again we see that same Beetlejuice sign. We see his tombstone, all of this calling back to his arrival in the original film. Already, I think this is a pretty amazing shot. I mean, again, we see Lydia clearly just in awe and just terrified shock, and we know instantly who this is and what's going on and what's about to happen. And we get our first official look at the ghost with the most, and what's his first line in this teaser trailer? Of course, very fittingly, "The juice is loose." Another callback dialogue reference to the original film. And again, not only just seeing Keaton and Ryder and O'Hara back in these roles and looking very much like we remember them, just style-wise and just how they're made up, but seeing the attic, seeing this lighting. We've heard Michael Keaton and Tim Burton talk over and over in recent weeks and months about how so much of this film, they went out of their way to do it old school, meaning how they did it back in the late 80s, 36 years ago. 88 is when the original Beetlejuice was released, and so much of this film has reportedly been done with practical effects and just old school camera tricks. And just these quick shots that we get in the teaser, these brief shots, I think they nailed the overall aesthetic, the lighting, the look. I mean, it feels like they have captured everything about how we remember that original film, and it's going to transport us all back. All of us that are fans of the film, myself, I saw the original one in theater when it was released back in '88, and I've been a fan ever since. I've seen it 167 times, and it keeps getting funnier every single time I see it. I love it to death, and yeah, it looks like they have completely recaptured that same look and feel, at least judging from the roughly 70 seconds or so in this teaser trailer. And this is to me just a classic, iconic Tim Burton shot. Winona Ryder as Lydia, wide-eyed, terrified, I mean, some of her hair covering a bit of her eyes, just the shadow, the lighting, every single thing about this shot. This is a Tim Burton shot. And he's said publicly, as recently as this week in an interview with Entertainment Weekly, basically that this movie, doing it old school, working with a lot of his old friends like Winona and Michael, I mean, he's basically said that this has revitalized his passion for why he started making movies in the first place. So I think in a lot of ways, for all of us Tim Burton fans, this might be a return to form of classic Burton circa the late 80s and 90s. And we get the title treatment that we saw previewed on the teaser poster, Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. And I love the 2024 AD. Burton says in this week's interview with Entertainment Weekly that his other choice for a possible title for this, he never considered calling it Beetlejuice 2, but he liked the idea of Beetlejuice 2024 AD as reference to the Hammer Dracula film, Dracula AD 1972. And of course, the teaser concludes with this just magnificent close-up of Michael Keaton in the makeup, back as Beetlejuice, looking exactly how we remember him. He looks amazing. He looks pissed, and I am just so hyped for this. Again, the lighting, both the backlighting, how Keaton is lit as Beetlejuice, the makeup, the outfit, all of it on point. So stoked for this, and again, that Halloween setting just really the icing on top. So needless to say, I mean, I was sold on this movie already, and yeah, this teaser totally delivers. I don't need to see any more. I know we will get a full trailer eventually. I hope it doesn't give away any more plot details just from what little we've seen in the synopsis and in this trailer. I get it. I got it. Family, tragedy, death in the family brings everybody back to the same house of the original movie. And yeah, Astred's going to find her way up to the attic and eventually somehow say Beetlejuice 3 times. He's going to come back to Lydia's surprise, and we're off and running on a whole new adventure. It will very much be a sequel as well as a bit of a remake, which a lot of these legacy sequels are now. I mean, it's been 36 years after all. So it is going to tell somewhat the same story, but obviously, you know, with some new twists and turns. I can't wait for it. September 6th, this movie comes out, Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. All right, give me your thoughts down below. What did I miss in this breakdown? What did you see that has you most excited? What are you hoping to get from this sequel? Are you looking forward to it like I am? Whatever you think, I want to hear from you down in the comments below. And look for lots more coming right here to the HDN channel as we continue to cover all things Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, and everything else we got coming your way. You're not going to want to miss any of it. Until then, I'm Matt Arts for Halloween Daily News. Thank you for watching.